The return.
Yes, indeed, the return of Stowaways.
Hello. I am back after a brief hiatus.
A little brief hiatus.
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna count us down, then we can go. All right. 3, 2, 1. I'm Oscar.
I'm Richard.
I'm Steven, and we're the Stowaways. Today's topic, anime burnout. So, I used to like anime. Well, I still like anime. It's more, I'm just not into it as much as I used to be. Like, it used to be an identity of mine, if anything. But now I'm at the point where I barely watch any of the new stuff. None of the new seasons. Like, I don't even watch new episodes of a lot of things anymore. I kind of wait till the very end of things binging to binge it.
I get that a lot too, Steven. I don't like watching week to week anymore. Like, unless it's crazy hype, like Jujutsu Kaisen or Bleach, I try my very best to just wait to the very end.
Like, even that, like, for Bleach, there's like 6-7 episodes out already for season 2.
Enough to binge in a little sitting.
I haven't watched a single one. I haven't even taken the time to do it. Like, I have the time. Like, I'm playing Dota or I'm watching Community. Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm here I could watch them at any time. I just choose not to. And I don't know if it's because, you know, I'm just tired of the same anime tropes over and over again, or like everything just seems the same to me. Like, I'm scrolling through TikTok like a couple of days ago, and literally I see every single new manga that's out right now. It's just, revenge, isekai, revenge, isekai. It's literally the same things over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. Like, there's nothing that's exciting anymore.
There's nothing different.
Nothing different.
There's nothing that seems different to you.
Like, even Demon Slayer, like, when I first watched that, I didn't even watch it when it first came out. Like, I waited until it was done, basically.
You know, I did wait till it was done, but then again, that's kind of my thing. It's like I'm so selective with what I watch and what I waste my time watching that I have to be pressed into watching stuff.
I don't know.
I'm usually the one pressing.
It's literally either you or my brother. It's just like somebody's pressing me to watch something, and it's like, for the most part, it's worth it. But it's just like, I'm just so indecisive because I don't want to waste my time starting something that's like, oh, this is trash. Why'd I waste, like, I don't know, 3 episodes, like an hour of my time, of my precious time, to watch something I didn't enjoy?
Yeah, I get that too. I watch a lot of these shows, and I'm just like, I'll watch like 3 episodes of like this generic show. I'm like, all right, wasn't good. All right, next one. And I can do that, but sometimes at this point I'm like, I could just be playing Elden Ring or something. I could be playing something else, and I won't feel like I gained anything from these shows. Like, they have to stick out. They have to be unique. That's like one of the reasons why I really love Chainsaw Man a lot. It's because it was so unique. It really stuck out to me.
I didn't even watch Chainsaw Man.
See, to me, I feel like Chainsaw Man wasn't that unique.
I thought it was.
No, because I think Chainsaw Man is following the current trend of anime and kind of just like
making fun of it.
No, general media as well, where it's like we're going to like the darker and overly gritty, and like we're gonna like fourth wallishy, you know, poke fun at our own kind of like
tropes
and stuff. And I feel like that's kind of what a lot of media is going for now, especially like in the manga industry and like anime.
But
I'm not sure. Maybe Chainsaw Man was the first one to do it, or maybe they were one of the first ones.
Some mainstream one, if anything.
Yeah,
but he was the first protagonist to actually reach his goal early. He touched boobs.
Yeah, he did it. He did it.
So, but I think another thing is that I read manga. You know,
I do as well.
Weekly.
Me too.
And I think it's that if I'm reading the manga, why do I need to watch the anime?
It's so much easier to read. It
Exactly.
really is.
It's like, it cuts out a lot of the filler. Like, for example, One Piece 1071. I literally, that thing's been out for like, what, a week already?
Yep.
I literally just watched it yesterday. I didn't even finish it. I got bored at like a good beginning of it. It was getting good, and then just reused the same scenes like 4 times.
Yeah.
And then it got to the Kurosaki part, and I'm like, bro.
Well, that's a One Piece issue in general, isn't it?
Yes.
But it is also an issue with a lot of other anime, unless they are like very current, very like to the point. There is no filler whatsoever. We're getting exactly what we're paying for.
Bang.
Bang.
But like not only that, but like I didn't watch when Zoro broke the internet. I didn't watch when Sanji broke the internet. You know, and now when Luffy breaks it, I didn't watch any of those like at the exact times. Like,
Damn. Those were better produced episodes than the Gear 5th one, sadly.
yeah, it's like I don't know. Like another thing is like, oh, it's another demon reincarnation. Like how many demon reincarnation animes are there? We got one that's a part timer. We got one who's a demon king that's going to
The
school
Demon
again.
King thing is so reused.
Like there's just so many reused scenarios. It's like,
Yeah.
what is the point? If I've seen one, I've basically seen them all.
True.
with a lot of isekais, they just really fucking love their demon kings. I don't understand. You have a great concept for being reincarnated into another world, and the only thing you can think of, oh, there's a slime, oh, there's a demon king.
At least slime is good because it's more than the
Slime is
isekais are
an
always
exception.
OP, but it's the world building that I love about it, and the leveling up system.
But
It's the world building.
it's unique because it builds a community that you fall in
It's
love
more
with.
than
But
just about him.
that's what they need to do, but a lot of them rely on these just time old tropes of get the harem, defeat an enemy that you be overpowered when you shouldn't be, and everyone's like, whoa, he's overpowered. That's
Well, it's because isekais are, for the most part, they're like,
They don't have to explain shit.
besides not having to explain shit, they're always supposed to kind of be like a self-insert in a way. Because it's like, you look at your protagonist as always some loser dude had a stroke or heart attack because he was going to get hit by
Or
a
a
fucking
shitty
by a
life.
tractor or some shit, you know?
Which is another.
just like-
that's another thing.
hey, don't
Truck
hate on
crew.
my man Kazuma.
Just like had a heart attack getting hit by a slow-ass tractor, you know? And it's just like, they're kind of self-inserty stories, like where it's like the loser protagonist all of a sudden is mad OP, has all the chicks, you know? It's just like...
And there's a few that do that twist it pretty good, like Konosuba, like Re:Zero. Like they twist it. There's the loser, but he's actually a loser. A lot of times they
Still a
like,
loser?
oh yeah, he's a loser, but now he in this new world he gets all the chicks. He's like OP as fuck for no reason. He turns his like no longer has any tendencies of a loser. Like
Yeah, it's
a
like
completely
self-gratification.
different person. Yeah, self-gratification.
But enough about that. Steven,
Yes.
can you identify your moment of burnout? Or when it started?
Probably maybe COVID season.
COVID
And that's
season?
funny too because I had all the time in the world for that. But I think it even started even before that. I think I'm just starting to realize it now, the moment that like I just don't care for it as much as I used to.
Getting older and more jaded.
Like I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, but that doesn't make sense either because like there's plenty of adults that like anime.
Yeah, it's just like it's like you and my brother are the same age, and like every night he's watching anime. It's like he doesn't watch anime by himself though. Like he will sit right here at his desk on a group chat, and they'll all watch the same show. And I think that definitely can factor into enjoyment.
Oh, I can definitely see why that would help. You know, like a lot of times I watch the shows because I have a friend who watches way more shows than I do, and he's always telling me about all these shows, and he's watching literally everything, just going down the list on Crunchyroll, just telling me what he thinks of all these shows. I'm like, all right, that sounds cool. That sounds lame. I'll check that out. Maybe I won't. And but you get that sense of community because he goes through everything and watches so much of it, and I want to know what he's talking about.
The last full series I watched was literally Odd Taxi.
Yep.
Since then, I've maybe watched like clips of other things. Like, I haven't finished Spy Family. I haven't finished. I haven't finished JoJo, and that's something I want to watch. Like, I just opened up the episode, like a couple weeks ago or a couple days ago. Didn't even finish the episode. I'm still halfway.
Damn.
And it's been halfway for a while. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't have the attention span for it anymore.
Now, do you have that pulled up in sub or dub?
Subbed. I don't like watching dubbed because the feeling and the way they speak does not fit for me.
Fair enough.
I always prefer, and I think it's also
It is a much easier for.
It is, but it's also my attention span. I think I think I'm at the point in my life where I don't want to lose time focusing on just one thing. I want to be able to do multiple things at once, so that way I don't lose time.
Yeah.
And me having to watch an anime and forcing myself to read, takes more
That's
majority
the
of the
only
attention
thing
time.
you're doing.
Yeah, so like for me, I have to start studying now. Well, if I'm studying, I want to watch anime at the same time. That's going to be pretty difficult to read and do this at the same time. And then I'm also trying to cook or something. Or,
Yeah.
you know, it's just there's too many things to do, and I think anime is the least of my priorities.
Fair enough.
Very fair.
But at the same time, it's like I think me reading manga is another big part of it. I just don't see the point in watching something if I've already know what's going
Yeah.
on.
Like if you already know what's gonna go on, it's like why?
Like for example, Seven Deadly Sins, Chainsaw Man, One Piece. You know, fuck Boruto. but like I've already seen like I already know what's gonna happen. Yeah, the anime is gonna have some extra stuff in it. Like that's why I'll watch Bleach, because there's actually some things in there that, because if it was all rushed, I should be able to learn some more stuff. But it's like there's just nothing else there for me.
Hey, I say if you're reading the manga, you have every right to not watch the anime. They're like, it's just a substitute. Like it basically.
But still,
Yeah, it's a medium substitute.
It's an additive.
but I'm still burnt out with the
at
whole
most.
anime and manga genre in general. Like
Just a medium.
I ain't gonna lie, when we were originally gonna go to that convention, you know, in KZoo,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, in the back of my head, I was like, I don't know, like 2 to 3 days there, I don't know. Like back in 2016, 2017, I went to Chicago for Anime Central. Literally 1 day was enough, because it's like it's all the same stuff, all the same booths.
Yeah.
All the anime figures are the same. Literally one person selling the same shit as the other person. You know, some of the stuff is not even official. You know, we got Goku with a lazy eye over here. You know, so it's like, I don't know. I think it's because another one is like, anime has gotten so big in the last decade.
Yeah, like 10 years.
In the last decade, that it just doesn't feel. I don't know. This might sound selfish, but I don't feel like it's my thing anymore. You know.
A little bit. I kind of understand what you were saying now, where it's just like it was kind of like part of your identity, because it like
Now
it was
it's everybody's
because
identity.
it's like it was a unique thing to you or like a handful of people that you knew, and now it's just like anywhere you go, it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
the like this person's watching Chainsaw Man, this person's watching this, and this person's
which is
watching
great.
that.
Which is great.
Which, no, that's great. I love that it's mainstream now. But on the other hand, it's just like, no, I want to like, what's the term?
Be special. I
Gatekeep
wanna
this.
gatekeep
I
this.
want on a little, to a certain extent. That's what it sounds like.
I don't know.
Even if you're
it's all-
not
I think
actively-
I think it's more like like by all means you're free to do so, but it's also like there's just so many unnecessary things. Like, oh, I'm opening up a ramen shop Naruto style, or you know, it's like, why? It's
Because
I don't know.
Because they can.
because they can.
I don't know. It's getting too much to where it's all I see, you know, and it's.
Well, you are in those communities, are you not?
I am. I don't know.
Which means maybe you just need to take a step back.
Yeah.
Which I have been.
Maybe watch a Marvel movie and
I
then
actually
see
have.
why.
I've binged all the Marvel movies so far.
Okay.
Like I've caught up. And that's another thing. I'm able to watch that, but I'm not able to watch anime. They don't have
interesting.
subtitles.
Well, yeah, they're all in English.
Exactly.
You can watch them in something else.
But that my point still stands. Like it's
easier to consume.
well, it's still in English though, and I was focused on that, but not when it comes to anime and subtitles. You know, even if this had subtitles, I probably would have still watched it either way.
Oh, now you're branching out into going back into other mediums, and just not being in that anime zone where you only watch anime. Now you're going back out to more like Western properties and enjoying those, because they're very different. They have a different feel.
Different tropes, you know.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like
It's a Western kind of tropes.
yeah.
if
Well,
anything.
they're made for a different consumer.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be a thing for people who like get tired of anime tropes very quickly, especially here in the West. You have to remember, you are not the primary consumer of this product.
Yeah.
It's like this stuff is not primarily written and made for you.
Yep.
You are just like
We're not the center of the universe.
you are a nice benefit to them, to their pockets, to their wallets, but their primary audience is over there, not here.
Yes.
Not you.
And that's kind of what made it so special when we first discovered it. Because, you know, you experience all this Western media, and then the hard cut to Naruto having a completely different feel than anything that was on American TV at the time.
Yeah.
Like, does that ring any bells, Steven?
I was just thinking for a second. I think it's also because anime is just so predictable now.
That comes with having just watched so much of it.
Yeah, because off camera when we talked about this, like I used to watch a lot of animes in middle school and high school, and a lot of those were like middle school and high school settings, you know, and I think it was more because I relate, you know. Now that I just don't see any more animes that I can relate to, like I'm not God forbid I'm not in a fucking cabin and next thing I know I come home and my fucking family's slaughtered by a demon.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not waking up, you know, getting hit by a truck, and next thing I know, I'm a fucking slime in another world. God forbid.
God forbid.
God forbid. Truck-kun coming to America.
Truck-kun coming.
You know, I'm not falling down and, you know, falling down the stairs. You know, and next thing I know, my best friend's gonna, you know, become the world's best swordsman, you know?
Yeah.
But you are overworking yourself, right?
Not as much anymore.
Not as much anymore. That's good.
Not as much
But
anymore.
I was gonna say there's all sorts of those isekai that are just about that dude that overworks himself to death, and that's where they think like relatable is, and it is to a lot of people.
I mean, it's relatable to their market.
I think I'm just enjoying my other hobbies now too. Like I've been playing card games more. I've been hanging out with my friends outside of work more.
Not everything needs to be about anime. If you want to branch out to something
that's the thing
else.
too. Some of those friends actually like really like anime. Like one of my friends, Tony, actually wanted to talk to me about the new One Piece anime, the One Piece episode.
Yeah.
Literally, it's been a week and I haven't seen it. He wanted to talk to somebody about it. I literally watched it right then and there while playing a game. While playing a card game. So it's like,
Hey,
you know,
you've read the manga. You
I
already
have.
know.
Yeah.
I have. I know what's gonna happen, but I still want to also appreciate the time and effort that the animators put into it. You know.
Yeah.
Like seeing it in full animation is a whole different feeling than reading about panel by panel.
Yeah.
So, because you actually get the feeling, you feel it. Like I actually had chills when homie went Gear 5th. I'm not saying spoilers because you should have seen it by now. Honestly, at this day and age, there's no such thing as spoilers.
Yeah, pretty much. If you want the internet, you've been spoiled.
Like the moment the episode airs, it's on TikTok. Like the amount of Gear 5th TikToks I've seen, and I don't even watch One Piece that often anymore. You're getting spoiled no matter what happens.
Hey, they'll know what it looks like. They won't know the context.
Fucking
And the
Shinji.
context is very important.
Fucking Shinji getting his ass handed to over and over again. You know, it's like I've seen it all,
But
Yeah.
and I think that's just it's like
that's
it's
part of the
just
problem. You've seen it all.
reused, like Attack on Titan. I haven't even seen the latest seasons yet. Like the last season I seen was literally season 1. Like that was the last time I actually watched Attack on Titan fully, and that was like literally 10 years ago.
God damn.
And that was because at that time I wasn't as burnt out, but it's also different. You know,
It was different for the time.
It was different at the time. Now everybody has some post-apocalyptic bullshit. Now
Well, it's just like
everybody,
it's a monkey see, monkey do industry. You know, it's just like
is.
where it's like one person popped off with this type of story. And it's like, well, I'm gonna do that too.
They're gonna do it too.
Just like me and my brother had this conversation probably earlier this month or late last month, and it's just like you look at the market now of the seasonal animes and what's coming out, and how many of them are some type of rom-com. I swear to God, it's like half of it, if not like 2/3.
They're very popular.
They are, and it's just like we're talking about, like maybe 7, probably like 7-8 years ago. That wasn't the norm. It was just like now you had a bunch of isekais, you had your battle shonens all coming out seasonal or whatnot, and then it was just like I think we both said more or less agreed that it was like maybe Kaguya-sama was like the first like kind of like modern rom-com to really pop off, and all of a sudden it's like nah, they're everywhere. It's like only thing being animated.
Now let me ask you this, Steven. What do you watch anime for?
Shit, that's a good question. Because I can't answer that.
A better question, or to add on to, why did you start watching anime?
Because of my brother. He got me hooked onto it. It was something different. It was, not your generic, like, American style cartoons.
All right, and then
it was,
It was more
different at the
mature.
time.
It was a little bit more mature compared to other things.
what age did you start watching anime and like actively knowing that was an anime?
Probably around 10.
10.
Whenever fucking what's his name, not Tron, the guy from Toonami.
Tom.
Whenever Tom's I guess second Tom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Second Tom. Back when, like, I would have to say maybe 2005.
Okay,
'Cause,
so you didn't like search it out. It did appear for you, but it was suggested to you by your brother, right?
My brother mainly got me hooked onto it. Honestly, most of my stuff came from my brother. Like, all of the animes, like, I think one of them was, like, I watched a lot of G Gundam, a lot of, like, Naruto back then. Like, Naruto wasn't actually something I started watching, actually, until, like, maybe 2009. Because I actually I used to play a game called Warcraft 3. It's a computer game made by Blizzard, RIP. And they had these things called mods, where modded maps. And one of the things was a map called Fight of Characters, which is literally just Mugen in the style of whatever this game is. And there was like a bunch of different anime characters. We had like Byakuya, Orochimaru, like literally it was just all anime characters. And that's how I actually got into Bleach, because of that. Like, I love swords. Bleach is all about swords. Naruto, fucking Rock Lee, dude. Like that Rock Lee scene. Like, and then my brother just started introducing me to more. And then it got to the point where we started watching things together. Like, My Hero. We actually watched that together back when he lived with me. Like, we used to watch animes together, like, all the time after work, because we used to work together. Like, we watched Food Wars together. Homie has a family now, so we don't have time for each other. So I wonder if that's also a part of it too, because like the experience of bonding that time with my brother was also another thing.
It's very important to have
Bonding,
someone to
like
share
a
the
shared
experience.
experience. Yeah, just like we watched Summertime Rendering together.
Yeah,
and that was probably one of my most enjoyable watchings of anime, because it was just like you, me, and Guac. We would just sit on the couch for like hours,
just hanging, watching Summertime Rendering,
chilling. And even when we did, or it's when we tried to watch Made in Abyss, it's like that was still a great time. Granted, I'm not sure if that was because we were drinking and doing shrooms at the same time or not, but
it was a great.
It was a great time. It was a great shared experience. I passed the fuck out.
I already seen that show and it made me tear up. That might have been the mushrooms though.
But it's just like, I think watching stuff like in a group or with someone else, it infinitely makes it more enjoyable.
Of course, because then you have
100%.
somebody you can communicate that with.
Yeah, just like you can bounce back and forth like what your thoughts are and like your thought process, and just like, oh, I liked this, I liked that, I didn't like this, didn't like that.
Yeah, like Spy Family, I actually liked it. It was just that I was actually watching that with my ex. Yeah, Big Rip. But I'll get to it. I'll get to it eventually.
Eventually.
I don't know. I just don't feel like there's a bunch. I can give a million reasons why, but ultimately there's no definitive answer for it. I think
there is no like answer to like this broader scope thing.
I think I'm just burnt out right now.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of
maybe
people get
something
like
new
that.
will come out that will get me back into it, but right now I think maybe it might just be life things. Like, I have so many things to worry about and to deal with right now that I'd rather focus on thinking about that first, if anything.
Yeah.
But 100%, I really need to watch Brotherhood.
Yeah. Do you have any comfort shows?
Community.
Like the comfort animes, better said.
Comfort animes?
Just like where you can like go turn on an episode and like just watch it and just be completely unplugged from what's going on around you.
No.
Big Rip.
Not that I can think of right now.
Yeah, no. Just like for me, it's like that will always be Dragon Ball. It's just like I can go turn on a random ass episode of Dragon Ball, OG or Z or Super, and I can just like plug out, and it just be like remind me of when I was like 6 years old, and it's just like nothing else on the world matters to what's going on for these like 20 minutes.
I think I burnt myself out really hard binging all of One Piece.
Jeez,
That will do it.
in the
Like,
summer in the summer of 2012.
I always tell everyone when they're watching that show, just watch at your own pace, relax.
Well, this was because when they showed my man Doflamingo with Ace's fruit in the manga, because that's how I got spoiled. I was like, I gotta figure out how we got to this point. So I binged it from beginning to end. Of course, I skipped the chopper portion up to the chopper point, because that's what I remembered.
Okay.
But and then I also remember I binge watched Rurouni Kenshin. Amazing classic. I love Rurouni Kenshin.
Like binging is good until you get burnout. When you're watching so many episodes that you're like, this is just blurring together. And you're not really absorbing anything, like Mikhail.
It's like you should like binge for enjoyment, not to get to the end.
Well, I did, and that's why I still read One Piece till this day, even 10 years later. Like before, I would only read Naruto and Bleach, back when the manga was going on, and after I binge watched One Piece, now I started to read One Piece along with it. I would always skip the One Piece chapters. R.I.P. One Manga. R.I.P.
Rip.
And Manga Stream. R.I.P. Manga Stream.
Oh yeah. R.I.P.
Manga Panda.
Kiss Manga, Kiss Anime.
R.I.P. Pirated Sites.
R.I.P.
They're still around.
They'll always be around, but just gotta be careful.
But
Not that we support that.
I still buy stuff.
Yeah, no, I buy stuff.
Yeah.
I pay streaming services.
I just don't want to be.
I buy my physical mangas.
I'm cutting this out. But that's I don't know. Maybe when I'm less stressed out in life.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get back to it. Maybe I'll try to watch stuff with friends instead.
Yeah.
Going back to why I watch anime, I think that's a really good thing. You should ask yourself, why are you watching this?
Because I actually enjoyed the medium at the time.
Yeah.
At the time.
But it's not just the medium. Do you enjoy what's happening in the show? Do you enjoy the themes of the show? Do you enjoy, like, how the show goes about it? What do you enjoy about it?
Well, that's the
thing.
thing.
You want to ask yourself about whenever
I enjoyed the
watch.
stories, except now it's just literally how many, demon lords are there? How many isekais
that's
are
why
there?
Well, now it's like all the stories just seem the same.
Yeah, so it's like, if I see one, why should I watch these other ones that everybody's like? I watched.
You don't have to watch.
I watched the Demon Lord one.
Which one?
I did, the one where he reincarnated and went to high school or whatever shit.
See, I don't care. I don't care about that. Not that I don't care about you watching that.
No,
I don't care about those kind of shows.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I thought that was good, but now
the time.
It could be great.
This was like
I
last
don't
year.
know.
This was literally last year.
I'm not hating. But I care immensely about Chainsaw Man because it's different.
I love Chainsaw Man, but I finished the manga. And I still haven't started finishing. I'm barely starting the other one, the other Chainsaw Man.
I care immensely about One Piece. I care immensely about some of these shows, and I want to know what happens. I want to see the characters and know what's going to happen in their stories. I'm very invested. And if you're not invested in it, just don't.
Yeah, it's like if you can't get invested, don't force yourself to
Of course.
to keep trying to get invested when that's clearly you're not going to.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. I think it's also like, I say that a lot, but I didn't really have a lot of people to talk to after I graduated high school, and anime was kind of like my biggest escape from it. And now that I've interacted with more people and I actually have things I can actually do outside of that.
You've expanded your horizon.
Pretty much.
You're going off of your crutch of anime.
Because like from high school basically to 2017 or 2018, whenever I got my license, wasn't that long ago. That was probably the biggest part because I didn't drive anywhere, so I had no choice but to stay.
Yeah.
And I also worked in a factory for like 7 years, and that's all I pretty much did was go to work like 10, 12 hours, come home, just watch anime. You know, because there was nothing else for me to do. You know, it was either that or I played games, but you know, anime was just easier at the time. So
Yeah,
I want to say that was also another thing. Like, I have more that I can do now.
Yeah, you broaden your horizons. You have more interests now. You have more people to interact with who.
more options, not
You mu-
just anime.
Yeah, options. Really, that's what it comes down to. You have more options now, and you have to, with limited time in your day and your life, you have to pick what you want to waste your time with.
And you know my schedule now. I'm so busy now.
Yeah,
Like, I barely have time for these.
It'd be like that.
it
But
do be like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's one of the reasons why I'm so selective with what I watch. Despite having time, I'm like really picky with it. It's like, nah,
There's
this
not
time.
enough time in the days
Yeah,
anymore.
it's just like I could be doing something else. It's like I could be going to the gym right now. I could
Exactly.
be doing X, Y, Z right now. It's just like, nah. But instead, I'm gonna sit down and watch this show.
Can they just give me animes in light novel form and just as an audiobook?
You could watch animes that were light novels. There's plenty of them.
I'm not watching Boruto. But for the most part, 100%, when Black Clover Season 2 comes out, God forbid, please,
2025 probably.
We'll cover it.
we will, but
We'll watch it.
I'll probably end up watching that with my brother because he loves Black Clover, and I want to experience that brotherliness that I used to have with him. Like, I
Yeah.
hardly
That
see,
sounds awesome.
I hardly see him anymore, and it would be nice to have something to watch with him.
Yeah.
So, and his son, my nephew,
Nice.
which I've only seen once.
Damn.
I should probably,
Busy schedule.
when I get onto that day shift, I'm switching. I'm
Yeah.
going to hang out with them more.
That
Yeah.
sounds
Well,
nice.
you've been on nights like 3 years now, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
And doing 12 hours, we don't get to see much of the sun.
Yep.
And not only that, but there's hardly any time of the day. Yeah, I got 4 days off, but I gotta do shit in those 4 days.
Yeah, you gotta do like your life things.
And now that I'm also taking, a program, like, it's even more time limiting. So, but I'm sure I'll get back to it eventually.
yeah,
I just gotta find that thing that sparked it before.
Yeah. Find what really gets you invested again.
yeah, and that could be Black Clover again. Yeah, when that comes out, or it could be something else.
Yeah. Any number of things.
Just like I know Black Clover's got a special spot for me because like I wasn't necessarily out of anime when I watched it, but I was kind of like removed. Like I was like I'd still watch something if I was like, hey, you should watch this or that. Like if my brother leaned on me enough, I could finally crack it and watch it. But now, like after I watched Black Clover, and like I think you remember this, it was like because I was watching it while we were working together, and it's just
Yeah.
like I started watching more stuff after that, even if it was still limited pickings. It was like more than what I was watching beforehand. Because I'm like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
I forgot why I stopped watching this.
There's
But it's
still
like it was
good
still good.
medium out there.
Yeah, it's just like from I don't know. I think my junior year of high school to like 20 whenever I watched Black Clover, and it's just like I watched very few things. I think I was maybe watching Haikyuu, and that was it. And that was more for the enjoyment of because I enjoy sports.
Gotcha.
I did start Haikyuu.
I love Haikyuu.
I think it's good too.
I will always recommend Haikyuu.
Yeah, it took me a while, but when I got into it, it was fucking great.
It's great.
I'm gonna write down a bunch of anime and try to get that done by the end of the year.
Remember, don't force yourself.
I'm not gonna force, but it's something I do. Like JoJo's, I have to catch up on that. I like JoJo's.
Yeah, I can't wait for part 7 so bad. So bad.
And that's the thing. I'm also forcing
Oh.
myself to like not spoil myself on a lot of things, and I'll never get to it if I don't watch it.
Yeah,
Another
there
video.
are some things
Topic
I'd rather read than watch.
The new season of Baki dropped a little bit ago.
Yeah, good old Baki.
Maybe I'll just try to do that. Like
that
whatever I'm doing. Like I got a second monitor. I got 2 monitors now, so hopefully I can just watch one and then put it on the other.
Yeah.
So I'll try that out. That way I can still play games and watch while I'm during my death screen.
Yeah,
respawning.
Now, I get that feeling. You wanna be playing a
Multitask.
game while watching. My brother has
I
that
know,
really
I just-
bad. He can't stop playing RuneScape. So One Piece works out great because he just watches One Piece as he clicks on RuneScape.
Oh,
every
RuneScape's
once in a
an
while.
NPC game. You're an NPC in that game too. I used to play that a lot. But yeah,
Right.
Is that it?
Any closing remarks?
Don't force yourself to watch stuff you don't want to.
Yeah.
You don't have,
that's
yeah.
the quickest way to burn yourself out. When you force yourself to watch something, just because you feel the need to watch it, don't do it.
You don't have
Take your
to
time.
watch. You don't have to watch Demon Slayer because everybody else is. The show's mid. You don't have
The
to
animation's
watch it.
mid.
The animation is okay. If you want to watch something good, watch Attack on Titan season 1, and maybe watch like Rurouni Kenshin. Just don't
Watch
look.
whatever you want to watch.
Just don't look into his history.
Yeah, remove the mangaka's name from it, please.
If you need something to move your hands with, get a fidget spinner.
Anyways,
I've been Oscar.
I'm Richard.
I'm in Steven. This is Therapy with Steven and the boys.
We've been the Stowaways. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Tell us if you are burnt out on anime. Deuces.